Shannon Sharpe is now breaking down Errol Spence Jr.'s return fight against Tim Tszyu, and he believes this matchup could reveal whether Spence is still the same dangerous fighter fans remember from his championship days.
I mean, that ain't what that is. This is Errol Spence versus Tim Tszyu. He's no caliber of his father, of his daddy. So he can't even compare himself to his pops. He fighting me, he trying to get out his daddy's shadow. So we'll see come July 26th, can he get out that shadow? I mean, it's a war, man. I'm not here to just shake and hug my opponents and all that. Like, it's a war. It's what it is. I'm coming into his hometown, coming to his territory, and I'm looking to take over. So I mean, why would he want to shake my hand? He's coming to destroy me. Coming to knock me off and retire me. I'm coming to beat him and show him that, he's not up to anything of my pedigree. So it's going to be a great fight. And I know that I will become victorious come July 20th.
The veteran analyst's perspective adds weight to the discussion, as he examines the factors that could determine the outcome of this highly anticipated comeback. Sharpe's analysis suggests that this fight will be a true test of where Spence currently stands in the sport. According to Shannon Sharpe, Errol Spence's return against Tim Tszyu could end up being one of the toughest comeback fights of his entire career because Tim's pressure, toughness, and willingness to stand and trade create a dangerous style matchup that plays into the Australian strengths. And that if Spence still looked sharp, disciplined, and physically strong after the long layoff, then his experience, bodywork, and pressure could slowly break Tszyu down over the later rounds and secure a victory. But at the same time, Shannon also admitted there are real questions about whether Errol can still fight at the same non-stop pace that once made him one of the most feared fighters in boxing.
I've always been a guy that chases the toughest and baddest challenges out there. And when I got presented with Errol, who's undeniably one of the best fighters of this decade, I didn't hesitate, and I straight away accepted. I accepted not to compete, I accepted because I knew that the victory is only on my mind. I know the challenge that is put in front of me. I'm going to work super hard, and I'm coming for it all. And thank you again. Victory is
that. Shannon believes this fight will reveal whether the old big fish is truly back or if Tim Tszyu is catching him at the perfect moment to pull off an upset. When Tszyu was asked about this fight, he clearly believes this is his moment and he's carrying himself like a fighter who fully expects to beat Errol Spence when they finally step into the ring. Tim has been speaking with a lot of confidence lately, making it sound like he sees weaknesses in this current version of Spence that he plans to expose during the fight.
It was some time I had 3 years off, and I feel like it helped me mentally. It helped me physically, gave me some time to recover, and just enjoy life, enjoy the spoils of my wins, and just being with family, being with friends. If you watch my Instagram, you see me traveling, enjoying my kids, having fun. And people kept asking me, "Are you coming back? When are you coming back?" And I told them, I know when it's ready. I know when I'm ready to come back. And I knew one day that I wake up and I decide to come back. And if it didn't happen, then I wouldn't come back to boxing. So I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to put on a great show. I can't wait for July 26th to be fighting in Australia, to be fighting in front of his fans. I look forward to disappointing them, putting on a great show, putting on another great performance and showing y'all what.
He also seems convinced that his pressure, timing, and sharp punching will become too much for Errol over the course of the night, especially after such a long layoff from boxing. Meanwhile, Errol Spence believes he's entering this fight as a more mature and mentally stronger version of himself, having learned from his past experiences. And he feels that peace of mind could become a major advantage against Tim Tszyu, who may be expecting a diminished version of the former champion.
Recommended, to go straight into the firing line. It would have been better to start off slowly, but on his caliber, he feels like he doesn't need tune-ups, which is fair enough. But yeah, it's going to be fireworks from the.
Spence, he's learned a lot from the setbacks, pressure, and difficult moments he's gone through over the last few years, and he now feels calmer, more focused, and fully locked in heading into camp. Errol,
BA, WBC, and IBF champion, all 4 belts on the line. The winner will be the undisputed welterweight champion of the world. We get it. That is not why this is an epic fight. I've seen some fights before. I've seen fights for the title and all.
Also hinted that being mentally at peace has helped him sharpen his training, discipline, and preparation for this comeback fight.
Happened with Thurman, and for me, Errol Spence is sort of in that generation, and that's what I want to do and expect to do against him coming to this next generation of fighters. So yeah, let's bring the new with the
carries into the ring. Spence believes fans could end up seeing a much more dangerous and controlled version of the big fish against Tim. Tim Tszyu also took a subtle shot at Errol Spence's long layoff, hinting that after being out of the ring for so long, Errol might want to ease himself back in instead of jumping straight into a dangerous fight like this. It was a brief comment, but fans instantly picked up on the taunt because Tim clearly sounded confident that Spence could struggle dealing with his pressure and pace after such a long break from boxing.
Tim Tszyu, do you look at this and say, this is the best fight for me right now?
Well, definitely. I feel like the styles meshed up very well. And you ain't got to retract on that. You said, you know what you said. Tim is the biggest of names. You know, he cool, but he's not the biggest of names. And
for main event, he's the biggest of names.
I mean, he wasn't the best that I could get, but I'm not crazy, but I bought nothing. So, you know, I was looking at Fundora. I'm looking at, you know, top names. Like, yeah, I fight him. Like, cause I'm the type of guy, I really don't believe in ring rust. If I look good in the gym for 9-10 weeks, why I can't look good in the ring, in the fight? Like, what makes the difference? That's the mental thing.
Yeah.
That a lot of people like, it's like guys, you know this. Man, they good as hell in sparring and practice and that, but when the lights turn on, they fold. And I just feel like I'm different. You know, I feel like I look better outside. I look better in the ring and not in the gym. And I just feel like that come fight night, I'm gonna show everybody that, you know, ring rust is not a thing. It's more of a mental thing more than anything. And that's what people can't get over, and that's why they need a tune-up fight to get over that mental hump. It's not a thing for me. Ring rust is not a thing.
Warfare has already begun between these two competitors. According to Stephen A. Smith, Errol Spence's comeback against Tim Tszyu is one of the most intriguing fights in boxing right now because nobody truly knows what version of Spence is about to return to the ring. The uncertainty surrounding Spence's condition and form has made this fight a must-watch for boxing fans everywhere. Stephen A. believes that the answer to whether Spence can still compete at the highest level will be revealed on fight night. However, Errol Spence says he could have fought a bigger name than Tim Tszyu and Sebastian Fundora, but felt Tim was the right fight for his comeback. This decision reflects Spence's confidence in his own abilities and his willingness to take on a dangerous opponent rather than an easier tune-up. The choice of Tszyu as his comeback opponent has been praised by some and questioned by others. We can see Tim Tszyu working with new coach Jeff Fennick ahead of his reported return against Errol Spence Jr. He is already looking sharp ahead of the Errol Spence fight, showing off serious hand speed, timing, and power during intense mitt work sessions in camp. The combinations look fast, controlled, and explosive, suggesting that Tszyu was preparing to pressure Spence from the opening bell while trying to test how the former champion responds after such a long layoff. The big question now is what kind of game plan Tim should bring into the fight. Should he start aggressively early and force Spence into uncomfortable exchanges, or stay patient and slowly break him down as the rounds go on? Meanwhile, we see Errol Spence putting in serious work on the pads with Ronnie Shields ahead of his fight with Tim Tszyu, and the training footage already has fans talking.
Regards to the weight for this fight, Tim.
Oh yeah, 158. I can't complain.
The fight's up 58.
158. Yeah.
I get the leftovers.
Of course.
Hey, Tim.
Of course. Oh, you're spot on.
Focused and explosive while working through combinations, movement, and pressure drills with the veteran trainer guiding every detail.
2 years
Since
maybe.
the Crawford fight, yeah.
3 years maybe. 2 years. That's a good fight for him to come back because Tim Tszyu is also not at his prime anymore. He's been hurt. He's been knocked out. So that's actually a pretty good matchup for a return. It's also a good matchup for Tim. If he beats Errol Spence,
Big name.
he gets another shot at fucking bigger. So that's a good matchup for both actually. But he's going to Australia, so that's a little iffy there.
No, plus when you travel that far, it takes a long time to adjust to the weather, the food, the time. Yeah.
That could be a little tricky, but matchup-wise, it's a good matchup.
The footage suggests that Spence is taking this comeback fight very seriously and is determined to prove his doubters wrong. Raul Romero is already talking tough about Errol Spence, making it clear he wants a fight with the former champion after Tim Tszyu is done with him. Raul sounded extremely confident while throwing shots at Spence's comeback, almost implying that the big fish might not survive the Tim Tszyu fight looking like the same fighter anymore.
The world's glad to see that he came back. We all want to see him make a comeback. We don't never want to see a guy go out bad and not try to come back because that's what boxers do. I know he took a lot of things into consideration. He even told me when he spoke to a few people about it, and that was a good thing, but I'm glad he made the conscious decision to return. And I think it's a smart return because it's also against a guy who was on the way up there, who made it to the top, but had some struggles, and now he's on the incline trying to get back up too. So it's two guys trying to get back up. I think it's a great situation. I gotta say that I love about Errol Spence is that Errol don't want no easy fights. Errol don't want to fight guys that are no fights.
He AKA
somebody.
no tune-up.
No,
he don't want no
tune-up. He
tune-up.
wants challenges. You understand me? He wants challenges. And for him to challenge a person like Tim Tszyu, when Tim Tszyu has been regularly fighting for the last 3 years, he's been not doing much. That says a lot about Errol, but that tells you exactly how much fight is still left in Errol. Errol is a guy who's always coming to the party to dance. He don't have time to play no games, and you gotta love that about Errol.
He's always been that guy, even in the amateurs, and I've always had respect for Errol Spence because he's a real fighter. And Errol Spence knows himself. So the respect is always gonna be there for him, and we will unpack this fight as we get closer because it's not until July 25th, but I'm excited to see him back. I'm excited to see him talking his talk. I would have just as much respect for him if he walked away and was able to sort of deal with them voices that we got to deal with as fighters and overcome that to say, nah, I'm good. I've done enough. But I equally respect him for taking this chance and taking this risk because it's a big risk. But oh boy, if he can pull it off, if he can come back and look anything close like himself, psychologically, mentally, physically, it's going to be a beautiful thing in the sport because when Errol Spence is boxing is in a better...
Add another layer of intrigue to Spence's return. Mikey Garcia also pointed out that fighting Tim Tszyu in Australia could make this comeback even tougher for Errol Spence, given the hostile environment. According to Mikey, going into another fighter's home country always brings extra pressure, energy, and momentum for the hometown guy, especially against someone as aggressive and confident.
We're just going to see a different version of Errol Spence. And I feel like he's going to be better than he was in the past. And what I mean by that is, first round knockout coming soon. And Tim Tszyu is going to sleep, man. The boy ain't got nothing for him. What dude from Australia? My boy, he coming to Australia just to give him the work. You feel me? But back to what I was saying, I just feel like Errol Spence is going to be a great fighter. He's doing the thing I see him in camp. And
as Tim He hinted that the atmosphere, crowd support, and travel alone could make this one of the most difficult situations of Spence's entire career. Roy Jones.
Two guys who are very high contact fighters in terms of their styles. Tim comes right at you, he's really in front of you, like he's shown his last couple fights. And Errol's a Terminator. He comes forward and rips with both hands. He's a combination puncher. I think he's actually going to feel better at 54, not whittling himself down to 147. So all in all, I do like this fight because both guys have enough question marks that you really don't know exactly what's going to happen on fight night. Tim Tszyu and Errol Spence. Or Errol Spence and Tim Tszyu, depending on how you want to bill it. I go Errol Spence first. But it's I actually like the fight. It's a fight where I think there's a lot of question marks for both guys. And if Errol was coming in and going right into a fight with like a Virgil Ortiz or someone who was streaking at 154, or like a Sebastian Cordero, for example, coming off the layoff, I would be a little more apprehensive than I am with this. Because Tim Tszyu is a guy who his life has been turned upside down. His boxing life has been turned upside down in the last couple of years. From going from a budding superstar champion looking to make a real name for himself in the States, to taking 2 really bad stoppage losses, to looking less than stellar in some of his comeback fights, to a guy who's been switching training camps, losing touch with family members. There's a lot going on brewing under the surface with Tim Tszyu at this moment. And with Errol, he's just a big question mark. The guy hasn't been in the ring in almost 3 years. His last fight was a really bad loss to Errol Spence. There was questions about his health in terms of the beating he took from Crawford, but also the car accidents that he had many years ago, in which he doesn't seem like he's necessarily the same.
Jr. is backing Errol Spence in the fight against Tim Tszyu because he believes people are forgetting just how dangerous Spence can still be when he's healthy, focused, and fully locked in. According to Roy, Errol's pressure, body shots, toughness, and experience at the highest level are things that can slowly wear Tim down over the course of the fight.
He was a very good fighter, former world champion, and we know we have a work cut out for us. We just know that Errol's going to be in the best shape that he can possibly get in, and with the experience and everything that he's been through in his life as a fighter, we feel comfortable in going to Australia to get this thing done. And the fans are really going to be the winners, I guess.
Roy also hinted that Spence has already faced elite competition and proven himself in big moments before, which could become a major advantage once the pressure starts building inside the ring.
Getting into a more, disciplined lifestyle to where, I'm always around my family, just finding different hobbies that I like other than boxing, and realizing that I'm okay without boxing, and just being 100% there for my family, and just enjoying life outside of boxing. Just getting time to recover too. Just getting time to recover mentally, recover physically, and just enjoying life, man. Enjoying life, enjoying the moment, living in the moment, and not just thinking about what's next all the time. I feel like that's a bad habit that I had of myself. Like, even after winning my first world title, like I never stepped in the moment. I always was thinking about what's next, or who I'm gonna fight next, or what I'm gonna do next. But during this time off, I was just more in the moment, getting more clarity, spending more time with my family, and just the main thing, just enjoying life and just living in the moment and being present. Being present is the biggest thing of all. Just being present with my kids, being present, with my girl, being present with my fiance, being present with my mother.
He was strong, aggressive, and dangerous. Roy believes a sharp version of Errol Spence still has enough skill and championship experience to remind the boxing world why the big...
I'm also so happy having Errol Spence back. He's already done so much in this game. Being a unified welterweight champion, the WBC, WBA, and IBF world champion. So it's great having him back. He's got big wins over some great names like Sean Porter, Kell Brook, Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia, Yordanis Ugas. So it's just great having him back. I'm personally very happy, and I think that it's going to be a big night for him, big night for us. And
Tim Tszyu always turns up to fight. He's shown here on many occasions what it actually means to jump in the ring. He's a warrior, and I know that he wants to get back to the top. And the only way to get back to the top is to beat Errol Spence. And that's what we're going to see.
Big Fish was once considered one of the best fighters on the planet. Then Brian Norman sends a strong warning ahead of Errol Spence's return, backing Spence to come back sharper, more dangerous, and fully locked in against Tim Tszyu. He even went as far as predicting a shocking early knockout, saying Tim could get put to sleep if Spence returns looking sharp, explosive, and mentally locked in. Norman's bold prediction has added to the excitement surrounding the fight. According to Chris Algieri, both fighters still have big questions surrounding them, and he believes this matchup is far more unpredictable than many fans realize. Algieri's analysis suggests that the outcome of this fight is not as clear-cut as some might think. He believes that both men have something to prove and that the fight could go either way. Ronnie Shields believes Errol Spence still has what it takes to remind the boxing world who he is, especially now that he looks mentally focused and fully committed in training camp again. Shields has been working closely with Spence during intense pad sessions in preparation for the Tim Tszyu fight, helping sharpen his timing, pressure, and overall discipline inside the ring. The trainer's confidence in his fighter is evident. Then, Errol Spence opens up about how stepping away gave him a clearer structure and a more disciplined approach to life and preparation. He believes that the time away from boxing allowed him to reset his priorities and come back stronger. This new perspective could be a crucial factor in his comeback, and then we see other people also taking their sides in this heated debate, with opinions split across the boxing world. The division of opinion reflects just how unpredictable this fight truly is. Fans and analysts alike are eagerly awaiting the outcome. So now everything comes down to one question. Can Errol Spence truly bring back the old big fish against a dangerous fighter like Tim Tszyu, or is Tim about to prove that a new era has officially arrived? This question will be answered when the two fighters finally meet in the ring. Let me know who you think wins this fight in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more boxing breakdowns, fight reactions, and training camp updates. Stay tuned for all the latest news and analysis as we count down to what promises to be an epic showdown between two warriors. Your support helps us bring you the best boxing content.